A pleasant morning to everyone. I'm gonna present about the classical literatures, which is the story of Oedipus Rex, played by Sophocles. With these characters, Oedipus is one of the protagonists of this. He is the king of the Thebes. He is renowned for his intelligence and his ability to solve riddles. Stubbornly blind to the truth about himself, named literal meaning swallowing food. He killed his biological father, not knowing who he was, and proceeded to marry Jocasta, his biological mother. Jocasta is Oedipus' wife and mother, and Creon's sisters. She tells Oedipus not to truth in the oracles, not to trust in the oracles. Antigone, child of Oedipus and Jocasta, lead and care for her old, blind father in his exile. Ismene, child of Oedipus and Jocasta, underscore his sisters' grandeur and courage. Polynices, son of Oedipus, and thus also his brother. Eteocles, brother of Polynices. Creon, Oedipus' brother-in-law. Tiresias, blind prophet and servant of Apollo. With this story setting includes Thebes, Corinth, and Delphi. Laus was married to Jocasta and were the rules of Thebes. They were very happy because they were about to have a son. However, King Laus went to the oracles of Delphi to get a predictions of his future. The oracle said that Laus was doomed to perish by the hands of his own son. And then, with that news, he tightly binds the feet of the infant, together with a pin, and orders to Jocasta to kill the infant. Jocasta can't bear to do this, so she orders a slave to do so. Instead, the servant takes the baby Oedipus to a mountain top to die from exposure. A shepherd rescues the infants and names his Oedipus, or the swollen feet. The shepherd carries the baby with him to Corinth, where he is raised by King Polybus. As a young man in Corinth, Oedipus hears rumors that he is not their biological son. He asks the Delphic oracles who his parents really are. The oracle seems to ignore these questions, telling him instead that he is destined to meet with his own mother and shed with his own hands the blood of his own sire. Desperate to avoid his foretold fate, Oedipus leaves Corinth in the belief that Polybus and Merope are indeed his true parents, and that, once away from them, he will never harm them. On the road to Thebes, he meets Laus, his true father, unaware of each other's identities. They quarrel over whose chariot has right away. King Laus moves to strike the insolent youth with his scepter, but Oedipus threw him down from the chariot and kills him. Shortly after, Oedipus solved the riddle of the Sphinx, which has baffled many a diviner, which is the creature that walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs at noon, and 3 in the evening. There was a single Sphinx in Greek mythology, a unique demon of destructions and bad luck, a winged lion with a woman's head. The name Sphinx is derived from the Greek sphenga, which meant to struggle. The Sphinx threw herself off the cliffside. Oedipus' reward for freeing the kingdom of Jocasta, kingdom of Thebes, from her course in the kingships in the hands of Jocasta, his biological mother. As he is now the ruler of Thebes, Oedipus has a new problem to face. A plague is ruining the land. It is a result of King Laos' death unsolved. Oedipus vows to find the murderer and curse him for the plague that he has caused. And after that, Oedipus summons the blind prophet Tiresias for help. Oedipus is enraged by Tiresias' refusals and says the prophet must be complicated in the murder. Outraged, Tiresias tells the king that Oedipus himself is the murderer. Oedipus thinks Creon, Jocasta brothers, mid-Tiresias says this. Jocasta enters and attempts to comfort Oedipus, telling him he should take no notice of prophets. Many years ago, she and Laus received an oracle, which never came true. It was said that Laus would be killed by his own son, but as all of Thebes knows, Laus was killed by bandits at a crossroad on the way of Delphi. Another is a man arrived from Corinth with the message that Oedipus' fathers had died. Oedipus, to the surprise of messengers, is made ecstatic by this news, for it proves one half of the prophecy false, for now he can never kill his father. However, he still fears that he may somehow commit incest with his father. The messengers, eager to ease Oedipus' mind, tells him not to worry, because Merope was not in fact his real mother. Everything is at last revealed in Oedipus' course himself, and fate before leaving the stage. When Jocasta enters the house, she runs to the palace bedroom and hangs herself there. Giving a cry, Oedipus takes her down and removes the long gold fins that held her dress together, before flinging them into his own eyes in despair. Oedipus' two daughters and half-sisters, Antigone and Ismene, are sent out, and Oedipus laments that these should be born to such a coarse family. And the theme of this story includes the quest for identity and truth, and then natures of innocence and guilt, and lastly, natures of moral responsibility. When with this imagery, this is a reference to light and darkness to predict the futures. The priest says at the beginning, all the house of Lidmos is laid waste, all emptied and all darkened. Examples of foreshadowing. Tiresias tells Oedipus that it is who is blind, but I say that you with both your eyes are blind. You cannot see the wretchedness of your life. And the motives of this story are include suicide, sight and blindness, and graves and tombs. And with these symbols are three Oedipus swollen foot and the way crossroads. Thank you for watching and listening.